All right, I want to bring in CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa for more on this. Robert, as you know, the president wasted no time in wielding his executive powers. Does that sort of set the tone from what we can expect from this second term? In other words, as you well know, Bob, because you covered it, in the first term, there were people that the president surrounded himself with that were not necessarily loyalists. A lot of them had come from longtime Beltway politics. Here, the people that he has on his team are people that know what he wants, and they're able to execute them. And that's why we're seeing, I guess, this flurry of activity in the early days.
Great to be with you, Vlad. Based on my reporting, it's evident that the people around President Trump now are the types of people who really understand his personality. They know that he wants to be in the center of all executive action and legislative action. They're not trying to nudge him in any direction. They know he's going to take a lot of inputs at time. He will make a round of phone calls to friends, allies, different associates. That's the kind of leader he is. That's how he ran his businesses at Trump Tower. When I would go up and visit him at Trump Tower, it was always Trump at the center, Trump with many spokes coming into the wheel in terms of the management style. And so you don't have a tension now, as you did in 2017, between how Trump wants to run his administration and how others believe it should be run. They're all now following in the wake of Trump himself.
So what other potential actions by the president are you monitoring for, Robert? What can we expect in the next couple of days and weeks?
The important thing to watch is not just the next few days, but the next few weeks and the next few months, because you're seeing this flurry, really a blizzard of executive actions that is defining the early days of this administration on border policy, on how the executive agencies are going to be run, how the federal workforce is going to be regulated in the coming years. At the same time, the real action is going to be on Capitol Hill. And while they are narrow majorities, Republicans still have majorities in the House and in the Senate. And when I talk to top Republicans, as I did this past week at the Capitol, it's clear they want this year not just to be about executive orders, but about big legislation on taxes. They want to cut taxes across the board. And they also want to have legislation passed that not only allows the military to have a real presence at the border, but gives a lot more funding in the way Trump wants to handle border security.
All right, we'll be watching. Robert Costa for us this morning. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Today marks week 3 of Senate confirmation hearings, and moments from now, Representative Elise Stefanik will face questions as she looks to become the next U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. President Trump's pick for Secretary of the Treasury and Veterans Affairs are also set to appear in front of lawmakers today. Defense Secretary pick Pete Hegseth mustered approval from the Senate committee on Monday, so he secured the position after being grilled by lawmakers about his assault allegations and his thinking on women in the military. This happened all of last week. Meanwhile, Trump's pick to lead the CIA, John Ratcliffe, also moves closer to confirmation. He's a Trump loyalist, and he has vowed to put intelligence gathering over political biases in the CIA, such as they see it. And Senator Marco Rubio is officially the first confirmed member of the cabinet. The Senate unanimously approved him 99-0 to be Secretary of State. Earlier this morning, Rubio spoke to CBS Mornings about what he has in store.
My singular focus is to ensure that the priority of the United States Department of State is the United States and what's best for our country. And that's what we're going to be focused on. As part of this transition to this new job, I'm not going to be opining or focused on domestic politics, not because they don't matter, but because our focus has to be singularly on how do we secure America's interests all over the world. My first meeting's today. As soon as I walk in the office, we're going to be meeting with the foreign ministers of important allies in Japan and India and Australia.
Rubio also signaled the Trump administration would work quickly to achieve a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine.